friends. Welcome to this week's Karmic Astrology horoscope. And this is going to be for June 17 to the 23rd. And I'm really excited because I've labeled this week to be the keys to emotional intelligence. And this has a lot to do because we're going to have the first blending of planetary energies between the air sign of Gemini and the water sign of Cancer. And so this week kind of gives the impression of using new skills and tapping into different sides of ourselves outside of our mind. And it could take a little bit of adjusting, especially with us going into Cancer season later this week. So we have a little bit of a buffer period where we are acclimating to our emotional body through the Gemini season, through the end of the Gemini season. On Monday, June 17th, we're going to have Venus go into Cancer. Now, she's already there for the weekend, but this is giving us the tone of emotional intelligence, right? Venus is so much about our sense of adornment and our feelings of joy, what we embrace, and how we like to showcase ourselves, or like our fashion and the things we identify with. And because of this, we begin to magnify comforts into our life. What are the things that we like to eat, the things we like to, how we like our house to look? These provide a sense of security in our environment that we feel we've gone kind of a long time without. And this is for people who don't have Venus in Cancer, right? So we're getting this training of let's start to beautify our environments with things that make us feel cozy, secure, and safe. Now, it's Libra this day, so I want to say a quick disclaimer. Make sure that you create your independent definitions of what is safe and secure and cozy to you. And it is not falling back on a person or a certain type of group or activity that you would do with another person. Really aim to bring your sense of self, like your true self expression, so you can have this successful Cancer season and have that breakthrough period that the South Node in Libra is teaching us with identifying who you are as a person. So that's why we're seeing a lot of people detaching and disconnecting from relationships that are not serving their highest good. This is a really long, this is almost two-year lesson at this point, and we are acclimating to this even as we go into this season. This new season also invites us to slow down in regards to the mind and where our thoughts have taken us with Gemini season. We've all been activated with new ideas, new thoughts, especially with Jupiter and Gemini. All of us have new goals that we're striving to towards, and they're more social and they are light and they help us express ourselves. But with this blending of energy that's starting to happen in Cancer, we're tapping into our intuition and our feelings and our initial gut instincts, and where we have to process more of our emotions. Now, on Tuesday, June 18th, we're going to have the moon in Scorpio, which of course draws into our emotional body even more, right? But check this out. We're also going to have Venus in conjunct Pluto. And so this is Venus in Cancer in conjunct Pluto in Aquarius retrograde. So this is so much about interpersonal awareness. And I feel like this is very significant because we don't have a name for it. An in conjunct aspect gives this mysterious vibe to it. Like we're not sure how to word it, how to see it, and it's still kind of a mystery to us. And with Venus being our, like, what we love, right? This is our home. This is what we like to have in our home, how we decorate it. And Pluto in Aquarius saying this is what's happening socially, and the social climate vibe of how people are interacting, what the trends are saying and reporting. And we're kind of like noticing that this observation period of us being so far away to where the universe is at or where the collective is at. So we could be having this like window shopping vibe to us where we're like, we're seeing the world, we're seeing the vibe, we're seeing the trends, but what does that have to do with me? Like, I'm not really quite sure how I fit into that. And I'm not quite sure how to respond to it either. I'm just really noticing that the climate is changing. And I call this emotional intelligence. All of us this week are being trained on emotional intelligence because it is our intuition that begins to pick up on social cues. And the sun is going to be in Gemini. We're also going to have this aspect, Venus aspecting Pluto. And so it's a lot of intuitive awareness as to the collective trends. Now, we may not be able to participate fully or give so much of ourselves because there is still this tone of understanding it and being more comfortable showing this version of ourselves. Now, this energy is going to continue throughout the entire week. It's not just a one and done feeling for the week. Now, on June 19th, we're going to have the moon still in Scorpio. And here's what I like to say. This day is kind of easy because we don't have a lot of the planets talking to us. This day is mostly about our moods and our feelings because we're going to start the day with the moon in Scorpio. And so we're going to be in our Scorpio vibe, our layer. And I'm actually calling this day, I wrote it down on my planner. I put from dungeon to exploration because hello, it's like we're going to wake up with so much intensity and probably noticing feelings that are coming from our dream time and we're just not really admitting to, etc. But then we go into the moon in Sagittarius, which says, actually, fuck it all. We're going to go explore. We're going to go hang out. We're going to go see the world and have a little bit more fun. It's hard to mess up a Sagittarius moon. The way you mess up a Sag moon is by just overdoing it, doing too much. And, I think the climate that we're in, we need to be having fun, right? Especially because the North Node is in Aries. Any type of fire infusion is going to support our creativity and our sense of self. So I'm not mad at the fire moons when they come in. Anyway, I am a Sag moon too. So I want to emphasize the day will have this fresh vibe to it of seeing the fun in life, of being more optimistic. I hate when people say that, but it's just kind of like it's making things funny. At the very least, like, yeah, Sag is so honest and aware, but they do something with that in the form of bringing humor to it or um getting a learning moment, teaching something back. And so I think that's the gifts that we can see on this day. June 20th is when Cancer season starts. Oh my gosh, this is going by so fast. Now, okay, the sun is going to go into Cancer, and we're also going to have Venus in Cancer, Mercury in Cancer at this point. And so we're having the parade go into the Cancerian energy. But just before we really embrace the water, I want to just mention that everything we've learned for Gemini season and the teachings that it came with and the activations that a lot of us felt of talking, of speaking, of sharing our voice, of being heard, this isn't going to go away anytime soon, as Jupiter in Gemini is going to keep these energies active until June 2025. So we have this energy that's still going to be very strong, beating strong the rest of the year. And this is because the activations we experience during this specific Gemini season are meant to carry us out for another year. And when I say carry us out, this is the gifts and blessings of speaking up, the gifts and blessings of sharing our mind to other people, and the way that we see the world and the things that we've learned and embracing the teacher in us. So now that the sun has transitioned into Cancer, we're really focused on more of the water teachings, the water element. And we know that Cancer is so attributed to the summer season because it's social. It's still social. It still has that Gemini social aspect, but it is about comfort, people, the individuals that we feel safe around, and the activities that we feel safe around. And a lot of our traditions start to come out around the summertime. So it's nice that there is an exciting energy to this where it's like, okay, let's go plan stuff, let's go see the world, the sun is out. Um, and I want to emphasize more specifically about having our safe people around because ultimately Cancer is our security blanket. It is what allows us to flop like bunnies and not be so tense like the goat. And so this is our animal instincts to be able to cuddle and relax and embrace our um ease to life. And so I like this season. I love it because it reminds us of trusting ourselves, trusting our environment, and trusting the people that we love. Something else that I really want to say about this season is that it is marking the start of a new cycle. We are officially starting the Cancerian cardinal season and saying goodbye to the Aries season that started 3 months ago. So I like to say that karmically, right? This is where the Aries season is the I am. And we spend 3 months emphasizing and advocating for who we are. And this is like us saying, this is who we are. This is how we look. This is how we like to show up as. And then this is what we like to own and buy and acquire. This is where my creative drive brings in things with Taurus season. And then we go into Gemini. Look at me, hear me. I have a lot of things to say. I have a lot of things to share. I have a lot of curiosities I want to bring to you. But as soon as we get into Cancer season, it drops into the this is how I feel. It's more intimate, it's more vulnerable. And it's also a time where we go in, we withdraw, and we say, I need some time to myself. I need a little bit of a break. And this begins to set the pace and the tone for the rest of the next 30 days. I want to say a month, but really it's the next 30 days or so. On Friday, June 21st, we are going to have the one of two first Capricorn full moon of the year. We are going to have two Capricorn full moons back to back. I did do an entire deep dive on this full moon. You can also find it on my YouTube and um, podcast as well. But to get into the meat of it in this clip, I want to emphasize that we're having an early full moon. She is right after the sun goes into Cancer. And so we have we don't have much time to acclimate to the Cancer season before all of our emotions start to come up, and we have this smack in the face of what like us wanting to relax and flop like bunnies but having so many responsibilities on our plate. And that kind of sucks, right? Because I'm just talking about how important the beginning of this week is for us to process and be okay with our intuitive hunches and gut feelings and all this. And then we come into smacking a full moon in Capricorn that says, actually, bitch, you have a lot of responsibilities. There's so many things you have not finished or crossed your T's and dotted your I's. And so we need to bring focus to it. And it is the polarization of Cancer in Capricorn. Do I appease my comfort zones or do I stick to the plan? I have so much to say about this with my personal chart, but it is so much about balance, balancing fun time with our responsibilities. Now, I want to mention that a Capricorn full moon is going to highlight Saturn. And Saturn is currently in Pisces, where we are dissolving a lot of illusions as a collective. And so this full moon has a lot to say of get real. about your struggles. Get real about the things that you feel are impossible. Capricorn energy and Saturn tends to make the bear enormous, right? It tends to terrify us with this over assumption of how difficult something can be. And with Saturn and Pisces teaching us so much about breaking through our subconscious and limiting beliefs and how we think things are, it's coming into this disintegration of maybe, maybe some of these tantrums I'm throwing are not that difficult. Maybe there is a way into refined structure, into an ease of responsibility. So it is taking off the rose colored glasses in some ways and just accepting the diligence and hard work that will come in healing and reshaping our subconscious. This does feel to me like a time of no excuses. Can I tell you a funny story? Actually, I went on a hike today and we went looking for horses. We knew that this trail had horses. And so we went specifically for that. And I was really excited because I thought it was so cute. And as we came up to this horse ranch, we talked to the owner, and the owner said, "Oh yeah, we have some goats on the side over here too if you go down this bridge." And I got excited and I was like, "Oh my gosh." And I went with my sister who is very knowledgeable also with astrology. She's my little apprentice. And we said, "Okay, let's go see the goat." We saw my horse. Jupiter rules horses and I'm a Sagittarius, so let's go see your goat. She has a Capricorn moon. And so we went up to the fence once we found them and we were so excited, and my sister was like, "That's my moon sign." And I was like, "It is." And then I said, "Wait a minute." And I looked at the goat and I said, "I have some things to say. I want to talk to you about my Saturn." And then I literally said, "Why is shit so fucked up?" And this goat straight up dogged the fuck out of me, turned around and walked away. And it wasn't even funny in the moment because me and my sister were like, first of all, my sister was like, "Exactly, shut up." And I was like, shook, right? Because I was half joking, half serious. But the way that this goat, it sent my ass to hell. It just turned me, it's bye, bye. It said bye. I couldn't even, it sat me down. And I was like, that is so, it was such a Saturnian reaction to, who the fuck are you talking to? I know it's not me. Anyway, so I thought that was a funny story. But I'm mentioning this because I do see that kind of energy on this full moon where it's like Saturn is like, cut the shit, just do the thing. Create the structure and the process that you need to heal yourself, Saturn and Pisces. I don't want to hear it. Heal yourself. All right. So on Saturday, June 22nd, we're going to have the sun in conjunct Pluto. So again, we're going into this parade of planets that is in conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. And so we are bringing more awareness to social dynamics. And I like to say that this is a powerful wake up call because the sun is your confidence and your sense of self. And if Mercury didn't make us say something, and if Venus didn't make us say something, where the sun sure is, the sun in conjunct Pluto is going to ask, who has the power actually? And where is my security? Because what we know about what I've been saying about Cancer is we just want to feel safe. Now, when the sun in conjuncts Pluto, then we seriously begin to say, okay, I need to define my security because it's not in the collective at the moment, because the collective is going through a lot of purging. And so if the people of Earth, the humans, are going to go through a karmic cycle, then I need to find my safety and security within myself, within my family, within my circle. And it's that wake up call that says, I need to answer this for myself. Oh, I get it. I'm observing it and I'm becoming aware to it, and I cannot change it or influence it for the most part. So I'm going to identify what that means for me in my immediate circle. And on June 22nd, the moon is still going to be in Capricorn, which is bringing an emphasis to your skills. So I do have here, what skills do I have that I can do for myself that's going to always bring me a sense of security? So, what are my skills that I can take anywhere I go, regardless of what social climate is and maybe even political climate, and know that I can take care of myself because I have talents and skills that I can trade off in case of anything or sell or etc. Right. So, it brings up our inner skills and how important they are with where we are going in the age of Aquarius. Now, the energy kind of quiets down on Sunday, June 23rd, where the moon is going to be still in Capricorn, but not a lot of planetary aspects or conversations happening. So I do want to emphasize that the early aspect of the moon squaring Chiron and how we're doing this push and pull towards what is safe for us and how we can begin to show that out into the world, right? Aries, Chiron and Aries says, I'm scared, I'm a warrior, I'm a hurt warrior. And so we're working through advocating for who we are, our strength, our courage, our vitality, and showing up as a champion and a hero for ourselves. So there is this little bit of a tug, push and push pull dynamic on this day where we're just kind of like, am I doing enough? Am I really doing enough? Or how can I just embody it instead of overthinking it and overfeeling and just doing too much? Like, how can I embody it? Just I am this, right? As we go into the night on June 23rd, the moon is going to go into Aquarius, which is just I think is going to have a good dream time. This is a good setup for revelatory. I can never say that word. Dreams where we're just kind of like, aha, the vision is clear, the collective understanding is clear. Even probably prophecies come in for you, or it, answers are shared. I do get a lot of prophecies myself, so I always love this Aquarius moon. I love going through the Aquarius moon, but it's like this is a shared vision. It's a collective experience, and maybe there's some downloads that will come in. So at the very least, you want to observe your intuition this night and the morning after to see like what came up for you. Remember that the signature of this week is giving you the keys to emotional intelligence, and you want to take them responsibly and do your part with what you can see and how you can see the world and what you can do for yourself. So my name is Brilla Samay. I'm a karmic astrologer. If you guys are looking to learn more about yourselves, I do have a very popular report on my site that tells you all about your karmic astrology. You can always do a reading or join my Cosmic Alchemy Academy, which is our live classes, and we work through clearing out karma in real time.